What it is, folks, your homeboy Fur back again with another Put It On Something exclusive as I continue to ask the question, who's the GOAT QB? Now, as I've said previously, I think big media tries to act like this is a done deal, like this question should not be asked. But as I've said plenty of times, football is the ultimate team sport, and therefore I think that the answer to that question is more complex than just who has the most Super Bowls. You feel me? So today we will be looking at the resume of Randall Cunningham. You understand? Now, some folks may be wondering, huh? He ain't got no stake in no GOAT QB argument. It's deeper than that. Okay, this man revolutionized the game now. All right, so we gonna really look at this uh and check this man out and see what kind of mark he really left on this league. You feel me? But before we get into it, y'all make sure y'all do that right there. It costs you nothing to hit that button. It costs you nothing to hit that button. Make sure you go ahead and do that because what I do here, y'all, I try to arm you for your group text arguments. I try to arm you for the barbershop. You can win the barbershop. I fucking with your boy first. You feel me? But let's go ahead and get into it. All right. Randall Cunningham played 16 seasons in the NFL. All right. He played 11 with Philly, 3 with the Vikings, 1 with Dallas, and 1 with Baltimore. Okay. And all of that was from 1985 to 1995. Then he took a break in 96 and then finished out his career from 1997 to 2001. Okay. His career is so fascinating to me that I want to take a little time before we just get into the numbers and all that kind of stuff and just talk about some of the things that I learned about him from watching his football life. If you can find that, whether it's on YouTube or somewhere else, make sure you go watch that. It's very dope. You feel me? Because as I said, his career really set the stage for the black mobile quarterbacks that y'all see today. I mean, there wouldn't be a Lamar Jackson or a Kyler Murray without this man. You feel me? Or I can go back and say it wouldn't have been a Michael Vick without this man. This man here changed the game. He changed the game. Some folks argue that if he played in this era, that he'd be better than everybody. At least all of the mobile quarterbacks. This man was 6'4", fast, with a big arm. I want to say in football life, Bill Belichick said this man could on the move, throw that motherfucker 70 yards. Okay? This man was different. Interesting note, I think this is something I've done a video about previously, or at least I spoke on it. His brother is also legendary, doesn't get the due that he deserves. His brother was Sam Cunningham. All right. He played in the league for 9 years. He went to school at USC, and his brother is the one who ran crazy against the Alabama Crimson Tide when Alabama was still an all-white team. And Sam Cunningham went so hard in that particular game that basically was the spark that Alabama's legendary head coach Bear Bryant needed to kind of, I guess, go ahead and really, really open the floodgates and start recruiting black players over there at Alabama. Okay, and so Randall Cunningham wanted to play at USC like his brother, but if you watch the Football Life doc, people told him that USC wouldn't allow a black person to play quarterback. Now, Rodney Pete would go on to play 4 years at USC, so I don't know. But I do know that Randall Cunningham ended up playing quarterback in UNLV. And this man was even a goddamn All-American punter. Okay, so he had a lot of versatility to him. When he came into the league, it didn't quite go well. He was playing behind Ron Jaworski from ESPN. Y'all see him on ESPN. He used to play for the Philadelphia Eagles. In his second year, he had new coach, legendary coach Buddy Ryan. Y'all know Buddy Ryan known for his defenses. All right. Uh, and Ryan started using Randall Cunningham on third and longs. Eventually, he would become the starter. And his big breakout game was a Monday Night Football game versus the Giants. Okay, so he had this legendary play and where he shrugged off a tackler who had him like dead to rights, just got him. You know it's about to be over with, but he was able to shrug him off and then fire a touchdown to the end zone. And after that moment, kind of learning about that moment kind of put me in the mind of what happened with OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., making that catch like that in that spotlight game, and then it going viral, and then everybody just ever since then, OBJ just been that man in many people's eyes. Well, that moment with Randall Cunningham on that during that Monday Night Football game, kind of similar to that. And he just became a sensation after that. I mean, motherfuckers were even comparing this man to Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky, y'all. The man had endorsements. The man dated Whitney Houston for a hot second there. The man had a weekly television show in Philly that was similar to the Arsenio Hall show, and the man that won a damn Emmy. So anybody who might be wondering why I'm doing a QB GOAT segment on Randall Cunningham, obviously you don't know what the fuck you talking about. This motherfucker here was revolutionary for his time. Now he went on to get hurt on a low hit, hit similar to what took Tom Brady out that year. Y'all remember that year? Somebody went low on Tom Brady, fucked up his knee, and now you got that rule now that you can't do that. Well, back then, Randall Cunningham had a similar situation happen, and he came out to be very critical of his coaches for trying to make him stay in the pocket. He felt less safe in the pocket. Okay. And then he went up on to kind of stir the pot a little bit and cause some controversy by coming up with marketing phrases like "he's back scrambling" and "let me be me." So some people looked at that as like, oh, everything's about him, kind of like T.O. How T.O. was kind of a lightning rod. Some people thought T.O. was all about himself and just trying to market himself. You feel me? And so Randall had a little bit of that going on as well. When Ray Rose took over as the head coach, Randall's offensive coordinator was none other than John Gruden. Ain't that so? John Gruden became this man OC. Yeah, I know John Gruden that just got the axe over there with the Raiders after all them emails and shit came out. But it didn't go well. All right, this marriage did not go well. He got benched for Rodney Pete. He ended up dipping out on the team during the playoffs to be with his pregnant wife. He didn't give the team a way to contact him. So he really didn't know the goddamn game plan. So Rodney Pete ended up getting hurt in the game against the Cowboys. Randall had to go up in that bitch, wasn't prepared, ended up struggling. That was his last game in Philly, and he retired. So it's like his time in Philly was spectacular, but then it also was mired in a lot of bullshit too. You feel me? Which, hey, that can hurt his claim to say that he should be mentioned up there with these guys. After a year off, though, he did kind of bounce back. He went to the Minnesota Vikings. He enjoyed great success with the Vikings after Brad Johnson got hurt. All right, because the Vikings ended up going 15-1 that season. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, that included him winning 13 of those games or being the quarterback for 13 of those wins. All right. And that year they set a then record for points. Them motherfuckers were cutting up that year. I'm talking about, they had Chris Carter and they had Randy Moss. Okay. And that shit was crazy. Randall Cunningham that year won Player of the Year, but didn't win MVP. Won Player of the Year, but didn't win MVP. In a year where he's the quarterback of a team that went 15-1, set a record for points, and this man doesn't win the MVP. It's a different world. Terrell Davis won the MVP that year. because he rushed for over 2,000 yards. Now you might say, well, okay, Terrell Davis deserved it. And you can argue that. You feel me? I would argue that, especially, for the running backs. I'm pro running back, running down ball. But it was like I'm saying, it was a different world because we just saw a running back run for over 2,000 yards and now win the MVP, and that was Mr. Derrick Henry. They gave that MVP to my boy Aaron Rodgers. You feel me? So it's just a different world now where the quarterback gonna get these awards. Quarterback gonna get all the fucking praise. You know what I'm saying? Even back then in the 90s, it still was a different. You know what I'm talking about? But he didn't win the MVP that year. Now they would have gone to the Super Bowl that year. But Gary Anderson, their kicker, missed a 39-yarder that would have sealed the game because it would have put him up 10. And that happened to be his only miss all damn year, missing that 39-yarder. I guess they just lost momentum after that and went on to lose the game. The Atlanta Falcons, who were going by that Dirty Bird, y'all don't know nothing about that from that time. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Them Dirty Birds, they end up going to the Super Bowl and losing to Terrell Davis, John Elway, Shannon Sharp, and the Denver Broncos. All right. After leaving the Vikings, Randall Cunningham spent a year in Dallas, a year in Baltimore as a backup, and then it was over. After his controversial stint in Philly, you would have kind of thought, man, shit, these motherfuckers ain't never gonna make up. But after his career was over, they did make up. He is a part of the Eagles Ring of Honor now. And one thing that I saw that was notable, he was holding his baby while he was out there. He's holding his baby boy. And that same baby boy went on to drown in his pool at Randall's home. Man, that shit fucked up. But he did try to bring a redemptive quality to it because now he's a pastor and now he baptizes people in the very pool in which his son lost his life. That's some heavy shit, ain't it? So if y'all haven't seen that Football Life, that's just a synopsis of it, but y'all go check it out. It's dope as fuck, very interesting, and you get to see some of the details about who I believe one of the trailblazers in the game. But let's get into these numbers. He doesn't have any MVPs, even though I told y'all he did have that incredible season in 98. Also, back in 1990, I did see that the Pro Football Writers Association voted him MVP, but that's not the AP. So he's not in the Hall of Fame either. But I don't know, maybe he gets in later on down the road. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Pro Football Reference has some Hall of Fame predictor that they've come up with, and they have him at a 54.68. And I noticed the average Hall of Fame quarterback, well, at least at the time that I was taking my notes on it, the average Hall of Fame quarterback has a score of 101.39. So I don't know if he gets in, but tell me what y'all think about that. Do y'all think he should get into the Hall? He doesn't have any Super Bowl rings. Didn't make it to the Super Bowl. He has a playoff record of 3-6. Playoff passing yards, he put up 2,426. Playoff passing yards per game was 202.2. Playoff touchdowns was 12. Playoff interceptions was 9. His playoff passer rating was 74.3. His regular season record was 82, 52, and 1. Okay. He regular season passing touchdowns. He threw 207, and that ranked 22nd when he retired. It's now 44th. Regular season interceptions, he threw 134. That ranked 49th when he retired. Now that ranks 79th. His passing yards that he put up in his career were 29,979. That ranked 25th when he retired. That now ranks 53rd. His regular season passing yards per game were 186.2. All right. His regular season passer rating was 81.5, and that ranked 17th when he retired. It's now 72nd. Now, something that may shock you is that this passer rating is only a tenth lower than Troy Aikman, and is actually higher than Hall of Famers like Warren Moon and John Elway. Do with that whatever you want. All right, but let's get into what everybody thinks about when they talk about, excuse me, Randall Cunningham, and that's him using his legs. He put up 4,928 yards on the ground, and that ranked number one when he retired. And now it's still third behind Michael Vick and Cam Newton. Okay. Now, Russell Wilson is only 239 yards behind him. So, is barring some catastrophic injury, Russell Wilson will catch him. And Lamar Jackson is 1,225 yards behind him. And Lamar leads in rush yards per game by QB. So Lamar, again, barring something catastrophic, probably will come get him as well. All right. In terms of rushing touchdowns, he put up 35 rushing TDs that ranked fourth when he retired. He's now tied for seventh with that. Okay. So, like I told y'all, he was a trailblazer. He one of the ones that can get loose on your ass, but still had a good arm too. Okay. But like I stated, this is the ultimate team game. So let's look at his team. Let's look at the defense, rushing offense, and the notable players that he might have had with him. All right. Randall Cunningham in his career played alongside 6 top 10 scoring defenses. Okay. In his career, he had 9 top 10 rushing offenses, including the number one rushing offense overall in 1990. Now, of course, he contributed mightily to that, given his skill set. None of the coaches that he played for are Hall of Famers currently, but he did play for some that are notable, if you keep it with football for real. Like I said previously, Buddy Ryan, he played for Dennis Green in Minnesota. He was a trailblazer in his own right for black coaches. And he did play for Brian Billick as well. You feel me? And Brian Billick is probably going to end up getting in there. He got a career 56% winning percentage as a coach, and he won a Super Bowl, those 2000 Ravens. Shit, I think Dennis Green going to get in there as well. He got 55% winning percentage. And again, being such a trailblazer for black coaches, I think Dennis Green probably going to get up in there. All right. Notable offensive teammates that Randall Cunningham had. He played with Art Monk, Hall of Fame wide receiver that's in the class of 2008. He played with Cunningham in Philly in 1995. However, his glory years, with the Art Monk that you think about, really was with the then Washington Redskins. All right. He played with Chris Carter, as I spoke of previously. Hall of Fame wide receiver, class of 2013. Great Hall of Fame speech, too, by the way. Go look up CC's Hall of Fame speech. Dope shit. But he played with Cunningham in Philly from 1987 to 1989. And y'all know Chris Carter had some issues, drug problems, shit like that. But he said, getting forced out of Philly was best thing happened to him. And when he went to the Vikings, it was fucking on. Okay. And they got a chance to play with each other again there from 1997 to 1999. And they had a great year in 98. I'm telling you. They should have gone to that Super Bowl, man. Look again what they had. 15-1 season. They had a top 10 defense that year. Got Randy Moss. If I'm not mistaken, Robert Smith might have been the running back on that team. I had to double check on that. But, man, it just was a hell of a year that year. All right. And, of course, I alluded to Randy Moss, Hall of Fame wide receiver, class 2018. Played with Cunningham in Minnesota from 98 to 99. Moss is arguably the greatest of all time at wide receiver. Okay. And that magical 1998 season, which was his rookie year, this man had 69 catches for 1,313 yards and 17 touchdowns as a rookie. All right. And that led the league. Cunningham also played with James Lofton, Hall of Fame wide receiver, class of 2003. He played with Cunningham in Philly in 1993. Now, y'all know Cunningham ended up bouncing around now. Okay, for real bouncing around. So some of these guys, they on the roster, but they didn't really play with Cunningham. Doing the Cunningham years that we know of, But they did play with Emmitt Smith, Hall of Fame running back, class of 2010, played with Cunningham in Dallas in 2000. Emmitt was on the back of his prime. That motherfucker still ran for 1,200 yards. Emmitt bad motherfucker now. I gotta give it to him for longevity, durability, and shit like that. Emmitt was the man. He's the all-time leading rusher. Randall only started 3 games that year, though. Okay. Larry Allen was also there. Hall of Fame offensive lineman, class of 2013. Played with Cunningham in Dallas in 2000. To some, is arguably the GOAT lineman. He had 7 straight All-Pros, 11 Pro Bowls. All right. He backed up Troy Aikman while he was in Dallas. Troy Aikman, Hall of Fame quarterback, class of 2006. Played with Cunningham in that year of 2000. And like I said, Randall was his backup. When Randall went to Baltimore, he had an opportunity to play alongside Jonathan Ogden, Hall of Fame tackle, class of 2013. He played with Cunningham that 1 year, 2001. And like I mentioned about Larry Allen, arguably being GOAT offensive lineman, some may argue. I know Baltimore Ravens fan would say, no, fuck that. That's Jonathan Ogden. You feel me? But again, he wasn't Randall Cunningham when he was with any guys in Dallas or in Baltimore. So really, for when he was really prime Randall Cunningham, you know what I'm saying? You think of Chris Carter and Randy Moss in those years in Minnesota. Now, you might say that wasn't even prime Cunningham. You might want to go back to Philly, and you just didn't have a lot back then, in the late 80s, early 90s with him. You know what I'm saying? So, who's to say? Maybe if they have more, they might have been able to do something for real in the postseason. Who knows? Tell me what y'all think in terms of Randall Cunningham's contribution to the game, in terms of him being a trailblazer and really opening the door for the black mobile quarterback to be a superstar in this league. What do y'all think? Does he have a case to be the GOAT quarterback? Let me know, okay? And don't forget to do this. Keep telling y'all, it costs you nothing to hit that button. It costs you nothing to hit that button, you feel me? And I'm going to keep asking, who's the GOAT QB? Put it on something. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit Statement Tees, LLC.com, and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.